Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to present to you today UNICEF Southern Africa region. And before we go into the details, let's see why did we get to this. This was our original plan, where we tried to think UNICEF South Africa, UNICEF Namibia, UNICEF Angola. We've had people from all of those countries here participating in activities like CLTP, like Mission Idea Contest, like the NanoSat Symposium. So it seemed natural, let's start a UNICEF for each country. But on closer investigation, we saw that South Africa had the capacity and the capability, enough university involvement, enough student involvement to start a local chapter on their own. Namibia, however, although they had very keen interest, basically had one person that was driving the space activity. UNICEF Angola, well, there is also very keen interest. It is supported by government in the sense that there is a government for space affairs, office for space affairs, but again, you're sitting with limited experience and basically one person driving this. So we decided instead of having these three separate organizations, we would create UNICEF Southern Africa region, with the idea to transfer knowledge, firstly, internally within these three countries. So we, as part of this process, it was also a natural process, Ms. Smita Francis from Namibia is enrolled as a PhD student at CPUT. Mr. Lozana Yao is enrolled at Stellenbosch as a PhD student. So that transformation or transfer of knowledge has already begun, where we are cooperating to also transfer this information to Angola and Namibian personally. So the idea was that we are inclusive in the Southern Africa region. At the moment it is Namibia, Angola and South Africa, but of course we're open to any Southern Africa country that wants to become part of the UNICEF SAR. Officially, the organization was founded during the second International African CubeSat workshop that was held 2 weeks ago. And at this workshop, there were a lot of South African universities present, government agencies were present, industry partners were present. So this was actually an ideal opportunity to not only start off this organization, but also to have it visible to all the role players in the area that is involved in space activities. So this is all everybody that was at the workshop during the founding of UNICEF SAR, and it is lecturers, students, engineers from industry, engineers from science institutions, students from all over Africa that is currently enrolled in programs at Stellenbosch and at CPUT. So it is really a very wide audience. The founding members, therefore, were Stellenbosch University, Cape Peninsula University of Technology. We've been part of the UNICEF process for quite a few years, since 2011 for the first Mission Idea Contest. We've been part of Mission Idea Contest, and we've had teams that participated in that from that first year, second year, MIC2, and now again tomorrow you will see a team from Stellenbosch University as well as a team from CPUT as finalists in MIC3. Then a newcomer, University of Cape Town, started up some space work only recently, in the last year or so. Vaal University of Technology, same thing. And then Namibian University of Science and Technology, this is a university where Ms. Smita Francis is affiliated with. And Angola is at the moment affiliated through Mr. Zhao, as a representative of the Angola National Office for Space Affairs. So there's no university there yet, but we're working on trying to get a specific university connected to it. Now, just to put this in perspective, what area are we covering? Well, if you take South Africa, Namibia, and Angola, you sit with a population of over 80 million people. That's just more than the population of Germany. You sit with an area of over almost 3.3 million square kilometers, which is more than the area of India. And we have a couple of people working in space. So there is huge opportunity here. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to try and get these countries, developing countries, into the space arena. So what are we doing currently? You heard this morning from the two students on the various research projects that we're working on, so I'm not going to repeat that. From CPUT's side, there's a CANSAT program at the moment running where they have schools involved in launching CANSATs on a captive helium balloon. They have cooperation with Namibian University to do GPS research to improve the accuracy of GIS data. They just recently appointed a research chair in satellite systems. And from Stellenbosch University, we've recently commercialized a lot of CubeSat technology. You'll see some of the pamphlets down there, but more than 18 of our ADCS bundles have been bought or delivered to QB50 participants. So we are very involved in various activities. But we also have a lot of challenges ahead of us. Some of the challenges are to firstly get universities in South Africa and in the region that are interested in space involved in UNICEF. So we're going to have to reach out to them, and we are going to get them to become members. We have to grow the space capacity in all our member universities, moving from a single person being involved to getting students involved and getting more staff involved, getting funding to be able to enable those people to really grow their research and involvement. We want to expand, of course, the student Unison member list. At the moment, if you take Stellenbosch and CPUT student numbers together, we're probably sitting at about 30 students. But we could, with the potential that we are, I think we can grow to 100 students quite quickly. Reaching broader range of schools, part of this and main aim of UNICEF is, of course, space education. One of the challenges we have is to have students coming from high schools that are interested in science so that they can enroll at a university and study engineering. So we really have to start at grassroots level and get those students interested to study science and technology. So they need to know that they take the right subjects at school so that by the time they want to go to university, they're right to be able to start studying engineering. Some other challenges we have is we want to create the opportunity and platforms to enable knowledge sharing. We don't want each university working on their own. Now, ourselves and CPUT have a very good working relationship, but we'd like to expand that to other universities. We want to look at the options of having a yearly symposium on space engineering. Maybe definitely a yearly UNISAC-SAR meeting. Yearly Unison meetings. And then, of course, well, why not host UNICEF Global Meeting? Maybe 2016, but I think there's still discussions going on that, so no promises being made there yet. From a web space point of view, there are some of the challenges and some of the ideas that's been floating around and things that we're trying to do. Nothing of this implemented yet, but we hope to be able to report back soon on this, telling you whether this has been a success in trying to disseminate information between the various members in the organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor.